Welcome back. Michael Gammer is Head of Business Information Science at Benefits Academy at Rhein-Main, and also member of the Algorithm Accountability Lab of the Technical University of Kaiserslautern, where Mike works on data analysis and research projects, especially during the last German election, where millions of search results from Google regarding the German election were investigated. Mike is going to tell us about this project today. Welcome, Mike.
Hi. Hello. The abstract is in short form you have seen now or heard now. The problem with investigating is we have seen or maybe seen influence due to Facebook or Google or so to elections. Even the Brexit is in discussion, you know, the British people know. And so we started to think about how can we get to know, is there an influence or is there no influence, especially if you know the book of Eddie Paris of the filter bubble, what the internet is hiding from you. Are there bubbles where you are caught in? If you search for certain things, you get similar results, and I get my results, and you get your results, and you get your results, maybe. So this project from the University of Kaiserslautern, where I'm a member of the Algorithm Accountability Lab, faces such problems, and we discussed what can we do. And this is, as I think, the first time in the world that we offered people to share their data with us on a free basis. We made a plugin for Google Chrome and for the Firefox browser, and they can install this plugin, and every 4 hours we get search results from certain keywords. I explain later. And these results were donated to us. We call it, therefore, you see it here, Datenspende. It's donation of data. And under this hashtag, if you key it in Google search, you find the website, and you can download the plugin, and you could look at the code. You can download all the data we have dealt with. And now we have about 4,500 people who donated data, and we have about 12 million records on data, so can analyze what Google did when we searched according to keywords connected with the German elections. So before we go into detail, who is this guy standing here? Michael Gammer. Today, I always say I'm Michael Gammer, as Gamer, then people know how to write my name correctly. And I'm born on the 17th February in Offenbach am Main, which is nearby Frankfurt. So you can conclude that I'm now 60 years old. And I've studied mathematics and theoretical physics in Frankfurt University, and worked for more than 20 years in industry in telecommunication companies, and was there responsible for training and education and development. I left the company in 2007, that was shortly before my 15th birthday, and went to the University of Cooperative Education. It's a Berufsakademie in German, and I'm there the head of Business Information Science. And since 2017, a bit more than 1 year ago, I'm also a member of the Algorithm Accountability Lab at the University of Kaiserslautern. So the project Datenspende, donation of data, is shortly explained here. And what we did with the data is, in the week of the German election, roughly 6 weeks, we gathered this donated data from the people in Germany and other countries too. After that, the 24th of September 24th was the election day, and the project is cancelled, and then we began analyzing the data. Anyone who has dealt with data analysis or data science knows what then happened. About 60 to 70% of my time I spent with the project, I was concerned with cleaning the data. If you have 12 million records of data, at the end we have 6 million records of data. The others were broken in various ways. So what is in the box? You see here sometimes a strange nomenclature of datasets. Datasets always begin with DS, it's a nomenclature. Then search, it's Google searches. We have also results for the Google News, news.google.com. And clean, Is it clean at the end? And they are sorted in a special way. I explained it. This is a random sample of 20 of this roughly 6 million data sets. We have here a key, FTP, that's a parties, and the persons, Martin Schulz, I'm looking for Angela Merkel. Oh, sorry, in this random sample, Angela Merkel is not present, but we have Alexander Gauland from the right side of the political spectrum. We have the day and the time where the results were delivered, an ID which identifies the user who contributed the data, a hashtag which identifies the search result list. Then we have the location. This is the location based on the IP address. It's not secure. You can have the IP something in another location. The medium is, if you look at Google search, you get 10 results usually and 3 top stories. And the top stories, if present, we have the medium. It is a newspaper or the website or so where it's published. The position, and this is because it's sorted, the position of the search list. If I would like to search Google for Angela Merkel and you would like to search Angela Merkel for, we get different result lists. So we have this sorted as they were displayed. The top stories have also a tag, how long is it that it was published. Then the text of the message, the title, the URL, the resource locator, and a few calculated results. Is it a German result? Is it a German URL? Is the user logged in with his Google account or not? What language is the browser language, not the language of the text? Or is it a top story and the URL language? So this is in the box. First, I made a map of Germany. Where are your users? This is the red points, where correct data were submitted, and the blue points, it's a bit coarse, the display, but you can see we have blue points of about 316 locations which were lost due to faulty data. I don't know why, but there were broken lists and broken URLs and so on. If you get delivered such amount of data, you also have a lot of to clean. Okay. We have focused on the weekdays. And one remark, I don't have very much code that I show you. A few examples. I show you the results. The code is also in the notebook. Maybe it is provided to you for download. It's no problem. And then you see the code where the graphics were made. But I focus on results. The frequency is shown here. We focused on the work days. Most of these users, they installed the software and they on their work PC. So they have a Monday from Friday business. And then on the weekend to see, we have very few data. So we filtered them out. The users who contributed data are in this range here. We have approximately 500 users per day. And we have, so you see the whole graph now. So it's a bit better. So you see we have about 500 users per day, except for the election weekend when there was fewer. And we have also graphs showing how many are in and logged in and not logged in here. You'll see the most of them are logged in with the Google account. Why is this so? Maybe it's better so to have a scrolling presentation to that you can see everything. No. So the numbers per keyword is calculated here simply by counting the users. And then for this presentation, I filled them in. I'm not going to calculate things here. I show you some things which are loaded from JPEG pictures from the graphs because it costs minutes to hours to calculate such graphics. Now I have one code example as promised. You see, as always, I'm programming for more than 40 years. And this here is the code. And the rest is the presentation of the code. And this is always the same. If you have an algorithm, you have such amount of programming in the algorithm, and then it's in a machine, and you have such an amount of code to make a pretty picture. And it's here the same. We don't go into details. So we can compare here. No, I cannot compare. This is not synchronous to my laptop. I don't know why. I cannot hit the run button. I don't know why this happens. It's not reacting. This is not synchronous. The mouse is not in the right field.
You can close the notebook and then when you open it, it's going to ask you to enable dynamics.
Dynamics should be enabled. It's enabled. It's everything fine. I can. You see, this is not. I can start again this manipulate, but I cannot activate. The mouse is on another position. Yes, I tried. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for his help. So, yeah, this is funny. I don't know why this happens. We proved this. You see, I have to. If you compare the AFD on the right spectrum with Alexander Gowland, it's similar. If you compare with others, with the Greens, for example, the Green Party, you see differences. What we see here is the histogram for the identical search results regarding Google News. And there you see we have for the persons, for some persons and parties here, we have different histograms. For the rightmost part here, the 20, all is identical. It is about 25% of identical results. The others are not identical. And we have no very varying here between logged in or not logged in. It's only the greens, therefore I show it, have a different histogram. And my personal point of view is that it is of the name of the greens. Bündnis 90/Die Grünen. You have three problems, not with the party, but with the name. You have three umlauts, two umlauts, Bündnis, Grüne, and a slash which divides directories. So here, maybe the plugin caused problems. We all think this is a problem here, not really. Now the burst of the filter bubble. We looked at, here again, we have very, very little code. And a very large code, I show it, I have so much time for this grid here to do this. The grid is always, it's nice, but you have a lot of key in. So we see here the common results. We use the commons, which is, we have a search result list and another search result list, and we count the mightiness of the intersection. How many URLs are in common of two different search results? And you see, we have a common length of between roughly 5 and 7. And the mean search result list between 9 and 8. So the space for personalization for your own links you get is about 2 to 3. This is here for the parties and here for the persons. It is similar. The space for personalization regarding the theory of Eli Pariser with the filter bubble is, with measurements in the comments, very few. It is different if we take another measure for similarity. We have different similarity measures, and one is the longest common subsequence. The longest common subsequence, we have a different situation. We have much more space for the personalization. This is what we viewed also. If you do this, show these things apart, you see the commons is usually about 7 to 8, the longest common subsequence between 2 and 3. So the personalization takes into account the sorting sequence of the search results, not the choosage of the URLs. If you look how many results we have which are identical, 100% identical. This is this here in percent. So if two persons ask for Angela Merkel in Google, it is very unlikely that they will see the same result list. They get different result lists. And it's for parties too also. And there are enough result lists, also 200, 400 result lists that you can look for this. And it is the same for parties. Okay. We have here the same problem, I think. We can, over the time, the result list also show in this way, but it's not so interesting. It proves that that's what we have seen before is okay. Now for something different, the number of top-level domains in the search results. Here for the CDU and here for a comparison of two different parties. Cem Özdemir here from the Greens and the AfD. And again, here we have a problem in choosing this, but it is enough when we look at the CDU here, it's about 300 different top-level domains. All the parties have about 300, 250 different top-level domains, except the AfD. The AfD has about 25. This is 10%. This is only 10%. So the AfD on the right spectrum behaves regarding Google search results like a person and not like a party. You see the visualization of the means in the number of different top-level domains over all timestamps. And this in a side-by-side picture, you have here the mean number of different top-level domains for the persons and a bit here outside for the parties. And you see it's AfD on the right side of the spectrum. It is active on the whole area of the Bundesrepublik Deutschland of Germany. And you have the CSU, which is only present in Bavaria. So this is explained, maybe an explanation for this. The next thing is what kind of media? The project was founded by or initialized by the Bayerische Landeszentrale für neue Medien. I do this in German. And they by hand did the categorization for the media for all the URLs we found, for all the top-level domains, into this bins there. Media, the names are German, because it's a German project. And I haven't changed all the text for this talk, pardon me. Owned content, what is content for the parties, they're made by them, social media like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. We have free mail like web.de or something, GMX. And öffentlich finanziert is financed by the state or the government, and sonstige is else. And this is overall. For all parties, we have this picture, about 50% are media, and the owned content is about 20%, roughly. And if we compare this, I try to show you, cool. Yeah, I'm able to learn. This is real computing. This is not a picture. The others were pictures because the computation time is about starting from 5 minutes to 1 hour. So I hope that this computation now gets computed in less than 5 minutes. Yes, okay, thank you. It is done. We have here Alexander Gauland, which is interesting. He is one of the representatives of the rightmost political spectrum in Germany. And we see about more than 3/4 of his content of top-level domains are media. He is in the media. But only very few is under own control. For the Greens, it is completely different. In the media, only 20%. And owned content, 46. This is one of the extreme positions I can show you here. The others I can try to show you. Oh, yes. For the Die Linke, which is on the leftmost spectrum, now we see Alexander Gauland as a person from the right spectrum, and the left, the other direction, we have a completely different picture. So you see that the media we have a very, very varying media presence of the parties. Okay. conclusion, what we have is the space of personalization is relatively small. And we have a very small amount of identical results for Google searches. The members of the top-level domains and the candidates are significantly different. And we say great difference in the type of media, but we do not see a filter bubble regarding to the common results. We see this very well regarding to the sorting sequence we have. So if you download this notebook, in the init section, you see a lot of code, what you can have here, and you can look in the code how this was done. But so far, I'm finished with it and open for questions. Sorry, I didn't get it acoustically. Of the first, the personalization. Yeah. If we both search for Angela Merkel in Google, we get different results. If you look at the state, what Google states for its data consciousness, you see that personalization is mostly done that you get presented results. These are for you. You have cookies on your machine and so the search machine delivers you a search result which fit best to you. So we have had in mind that this fitting for the person is that you get complete different results. This is not the case. If we both search for SPD or CDU, we get results, but in a different order. Yeah.
You also have there showing that whether you log in or not logged in,
yes,
you get almost the same results.
Yes. It's not a large difference.
That means that most of what Google does is actually through cookies.
Yes.
Not through storing.
We think so. We think so. We investigated the logged in, not logged in case because we thought the people who are logged in Google with a Google account, they are caught in a filter bubble, and the others are the others. But it's not the case. Okay, I have to say this is not representative. We had 12 million search results, but in one day in Germany, Google fires billions of searches. So we have this little amount, and we have only 4,500 people who delivered us the search result. This is not representative. It's just more a proof of concept. In the book, the Granular Society, it is described. You can read that I, for the individual, are completely a readable book for Google or Facebook. In the other way, I, as an individual, I have no chance. I don't know what they do with my data, but they know everything. I know nothing. And now the proof of concept is that in a society, we can, with a donation of data, we can have an eye on the hands of the Google, for example, what they are doing.
Did you also look at ads and how those were affected?
Ads? No,
ads.
No.
Because I think those are more, I certainly use that when I want to buy something.
Yeah.
I try to train Google to give me good ads.
I have parallels on this Apple machine, and when I go to order something with Amazon, I use Windows. It's cheaper. Yes, I get a higher price with Apple. Yes, Apple. And if you decide to buy at once, not in the evening. It's more expensive in the evening. It's personalized. Yes.
Have you analyzed the same user, same search query over the period that the result has changed?
Yes, we have something done at the lifespan of the URLs. How long is the lifespan? I didn't show this because we have tons of material. I can expound this for hours, but I think I'm not doing this. We have done this, and the mean lifetime for URL regarding a person is about three timestamps, 3 or 4. For parties, it's a bit longer because we have the Wikipedia accounts, and so we have about 5 to 6 days. Yeah.
Have you considered trying not only not being logged in, but going into this private mode or incognito
No.
mode?
No, this is not implemented in the plugin.
This would place separate cookies.
Yeah,
would
yeah,
ignore
yeah.
those.
But this was not implemented in the plugin. It's so the only purpose was to give the data, to make conscious for the user.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
Anyone? Great. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.